There is a recurring phenomenon in modern ensemble storytelling that has become increasingly relevant in the analysis of Lee Min-ho's recent projects, and that is the concept of second lead dominance, where supporting or co-leading characters capture a disproportionate share of audience attention, not necessarily because they are written as more important, but because they are given more dynamic or visibly transformative material within the narrative. This phenomenon becomes particularly noticeable in projects where the primary lead is defined by stability, control, or composure, while secondary characters are allowed to express a wider range of emotions, make more unpredictable decisions, or undergo more visible changes, creating a contrast that can shift audience focus away from the central performance, even if the narrative still positions the lead as the primary figure. For Lee Min-ho, whose acting style is often associated with controlled intensity and measured delivery, this dynamic can create a perception imbalance, where his performance appears more static in comparison to co-stars who are given roles that emphasize volatility, vulnerability, or dramatic transformation, and this contrast is amplified in ensemble projects where the narrative deliberately distributes emotional weight across multiple characters rather than concentrating it in a single arc. What makes this particularly challenging is that the perception of dominance is not determined solely by screen time or narrative importance, but by variation, meaning that a character who changes significantly over the course of the story is often perceived as more engaging than one who remains consistent, even if that consistency is intentional and appropriate for the role, and this creates a structural disadvantage for actors whose characters are designed to anchor the story rather than evolve within it. In the context of recent projects, this phenomenon contributes to the sense that Lee Min-ho's roles, while central, do not always dominate audience discussion, as the narrative design allows other characters to occupy more visibly dynamic positions, thereby shifting the focus of engagement and influencing how the overall performance is evaluated. From a casting and script perspective, addressing this issue requires ensuring that the lead role includes not only narrative importance, but also visible progression, whether through internal conflict, shifting motivations, or changes in behavior that can be clearly perceived by the audience, thereby balancing the stability of the character with moments of transformation that reinforce their centrality. For Lee Min-ho, this may involve selecting roles where the character's journey is not only significant in terms of plot, but also expressed through tangible changes that can be recognized without requiring extensive interpretation, ensuring that his performance remains both structurally central and perceptually dominant within the ensemble framework. Ultimately, the second lead dominance phenomenon is not a reflection of acting ability, but of narrative design, highlighting how the distribution of emotional and dramatic material can influence audience perception in ways that extend beyond the individual performance, and emphasizing the importance of role construction in shaping how an actor's work is received.